We don't hold none of our leaders accountable. We don't hold none of our elected officials accountable. Not only Obama, we don't hold our mayors accountable. We don't hold our city council folk accountable, our governors, state rep, U.S. rep, state senator, U.S. senator. There is no elected official in the past 40 years that has ever had to be accountable to black people. And because of that, they can do whatever the hell they want. Exactly. I mean, look at Obama.
And see?
Obama has done nothing and is treated like a hero. Just because he's in the White House, he's a hero. That is absurd. No other people would tolerate that type of behavior except a slave.
You said a few things there about not tolerating, and holding accountable. So that speaks to power. We do not understand how much power we have and can have in numbers.
Exactly. You know what? It's political physics. I think every black person should have to take an intro to physics course. Because in physics, what are you taught about power? You're taught that power, speed, effort cannot be stopped unless it is contraindicated by power of equal or greater force. Period. So if we want to do anything about the power of white supremacy, then we have to develop ourselves into a force that is equal to or greater than that of white supremacy in order to stop it. You know what we're trying to do? We're trying to get a change through moral persuasion. We're trying to convince white folks that what they're doing is wrong and they should start taking care of us. We've been doing this for 400 years. That's how sick it is. Because what is the definition of insanity? To do the same thing over and over again, to realize that it does not work. Moral persuasion.
Now, economics.
Oh, my gosh. The economics is
economics. I mean, we
look
at the statistics of where we're spending our money, and you see how much power we have in that money. Right now, I don't know the figures, but I know that we spend a lot of money in being consumers.
Yes, indeed. Economic power. As Marcus Garvey said, no race can be saved except through a thorough industrial foundation. But again, black people spend their money with people who they know absolutely can't stand their guts, and they do it anyway.
Very interesting.
Nobody could do that except a people who have no self-regard. And the only people who have no self-regard are slaves. 21st century slaves. No handcuffs on the hand because the handcuffs are on the mind.
Exactly. You don't need it on the hands if you've got it on the mind.
Exactly. We're being controlled by remote control.
So where do we begin?
Well, number one, struggle and sacrifice. I mean, black people have to be willing to get out of their houses and organize black people. We have to be willing to do something we haven't done in 40 years, and that is door-to-door, street-to-street campaigns. But most black people are too lazy. We want to get people through Internet. And yes, we can use Internet, we can use television, we can use the telephone, but guess what? The best election campaigns ever run in any country to get someone elected to office through popular vote have been done through door-to-door campaigns. There's nothing like having someone in your face telling you we need to work together. Okay? A lot of black folks, they haven't caught up to the technological age, and we can't wait for them to do that. We got to go door-to-door. So put down Facebook, put down YouTube, put down all of that, and let's start dealing with each other face-to-face. Stop letting the technology separate us from each other. The technology is not going to happen because the technology is controlled by them. Through the technology, they're able to monitor everything that we do. So the technology is not the best way to get people. The best way to get people is to stare them in their face.
Hello? Are you still there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm still here.
Okay. I thought we did. I think we had a little bit of a glitch there. And see, that's one of the downfalls of technology. But if we are face to face, like you're saying, we can truly connect, and we can also really influence the children. I know anyone who's listening and you're not familiar with Brother Umar, he works with children. He is a school psychologist and now a principal. Is that correct?
I have my principal certificate, and I'm considering it's a very high likelihood, about 90% or so, that I'll probably be taking over a school. I've been offered a couple jobs, and I'm thinking about going back into the school as a principal because I'm sick and tired of seeing what's being done with our sons. I'm getting tired of people saying they can't learn, that they have ADHD, that they need drugs, that they need special ed. I'm so tired of it that, it has now motivated me to go into the school before I get my own school done, because I was hoping not to become a principal until I had my own school, but that's going to be a couple years out because I have to build the capital for that. So I'm going to have to go back into one of these public or charter schools and be principal. Of course, that's going to be an issue for me because you have to answer to the Board of Education or the Board of Directors at the charter school. And, of course, you have those white teachers, a lot of whom who don't want to teach, who you also going to have to vie with. But for the sake of our boys, I believe it's worth it.
Oh, that's powerful. Well, that in itself, working with the children, is the starting point because that is the next generation. I think for many people, you know, it may be difficult to switch their minds around at this point, but beginning with children is so very important, and letting them know that they are cared about and that they are actually so important is major. Many of our children, especially boys, don't have anyone to look up to.
That's right.
Anyone to model after.
That's right.
So I just commend you for what you're doing. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I appreciate it. It's interesting because I was in a meeting, and they asked me, they said, well, what would you do differently here? How do you think that, you know, what would you use? What would be the strategy that you use to engage students, given as though, you know, these schools that you're considering coming into, you know, haven't really made annual yearly progress in a couple of years? What are you going to do? I said, well, the secret weapon is myself. I said, once you have a good educational leader, a good instructional leader, a good instructional supervisor, someone who the parents and children know that they can trust and rely on, that right there improves morale, that improves school culture, school climate, and test scores go up. So you have to have the right people. You know, education is like therapy. It don't matter what kind of system you have in place. The system can be perfect. You're only as good as the people that you have working that system.
Yes, the ones who are implementing that. Powerful. Well, Brother Umar, I'd like very much for you to share how our listeners can view this wonderful documentary that you're a part of, Hidden Colors. Is it being premiered throughout the country? And if not, how can someone get it premiered in their hometown?
I'm not sure if it's still being shown in any of the theaters across the country. It was. It was shown in most of the major cities on the eastern seaboard, also on the western seaboard. I think that it's no longer in the movie, but you can order it. You can buy it off Amazon.com. You can also go to HiddenColorsMovie.com. HiddenColorsMovie.com, I believe you can purchase it there. Most of the individuals who I know purchased it off of Amazon.com.
Wonderful.
And, of course, if individuals need to reach me, you know, they can contact me at 215-989-9858. They can also get me on Facebook, Umar Abdullah Johnson, or they can email me, umarabdullahjohnson@yahoo.com. I'll be headed down to Jacksonville, Florida. I'll be speaking in Jacksonville, Florida tomorrow, Sunday, on the psychoacademic war against black boys. I'll be speaking in Milwaukee, Wisconsin next Sunday on post-traumatic slavery disorder. I'll be in Austin, Texas on June 11th, Raleigh, North Carolina, June 25th, Durham, North Carolina, August the 28th, Harriet Tubman Center in Harlem, New York. I believe that is August the 10th.
Fantastic. Brother Umar Johnson, in Hidden Colors, which is featuring our guest today and some of our past guests, Dr. Phil Valentine, Sabir Bey, and hopefully soon, Dr. Francis Press-Welton. I thank you so much for joining us. Brother Umar, I look forward to our next topic. I thank everyone. Peace and blessings, and let's focus with clarity.